You are listening to Unstoppable Actors, the essential podcast for ambitious, unknown actors with me, Louise, the artistic director of Standby Method Acting Studio. And for the last 13 years, I've been taking unknown actors with blank CVs all the way to Netflix dramas, Amazon Prime films, TV soaps, and stage plays around the world. And every week I'll be talking with you and sharing how you can become a paid working unstoppable actor, because you 1000% can. An acting career is doable. Are you ready to dive into the episode? I don't know whether you know this, but one of my acting students got cast off a self-tape, and the production they got cast in off the back of this self-tape was for a Hollywood film. I am so proud of this acting student, and I want to help more of you achieve your acting goals. So I've got something really inspiring for you. Something that's going to help you stop over rehearsing the scenes until they run dry. Something that is going to stop you feeling awkward doing emotional or romantically intimate scenes with actors you barely know. And something that is going to stop you zoning in only on making the lines sound natural, which FYI is not going to produce your best acting work. The thing that I'm giving you is going to allow you to be truly present in the scene and responsive to your scene partners so you can create those performances that are truly captivating and believable, because these are the performances that get you cast more often. Do you want to know what it is? It is a brand new amazing masterclass called Red Hot, Create Sizzling Screen Chemistry. That was quite hard to get out. Even if you've just met. So this is a method acting workshop that is going to make your on-screen relationships believable to casting directors. It's so important that this is happening, because at the stage of your career that you're at right now, you're going to be auditioning more than you are cast. But I want to turn that around. I want you getting cast more often. So I'm offering you a free place inside this workshop, and it's happening on Saturday the 8th of June. You can be from anywhere in the world to take part in it. It's practical, it's hands-on. I am going to be giving you the most incredible method acting exercises, which I'm going to coach you through. These are the exact exercises that my student who got cast from a self-tape into a Hollywood film has been coached through and used, and has helped that actor, well, really up level to a point where they're getting cast in Hollywood films. So if you want a place, all you need to do is type this link into Google, which is bit.ly/red hot screen chemistry, all in lowercase, or you can simply click the link underneath the episode. What do you need to know about this workshop then? You need to know it's free. That's always a bonus. You need to know it's performance changing. It is going to make your acting believable to casting directors, so you are constantly bringing your A game with your performances and increasing your chances of getting cast. And if that is a priority to you, then I highly recommend you are accepting your invite and you're getting your free place at the workshop, because this is the only time I am ever going to run this workshop. I'll be recording it. You'll be able to watch it for 48 hours, and then after that, it is gone forever. So if you want your hands on these exercises, make sure you are getting your place. The link is underneath the episode. And now let's move into the main crux of the episode then. So if you're anything like me, you can sometimes put yourself under far too much pressure with your acting to have everything all figured out and all perfect. And the thing about this is, if we're not careful, this idea of having everything figured out and everything perfect can actually have us procrastinating. And we all know that procrastination is a sneaky snake, and it gives us the false illusion that we'll wait until we're ready, when in fact, procrastination is actually fear dressed up as waiting until we have all our ducks in a row. And here's the thing, you're never going to have all your ducks in a row. And I wanted to do this episode because it came from a drop-in class that I did the other week when I'd asked one of my acting students how he'd been getting on with applying for agents, because that's the next thing in his step towards becoming an unstoppable actor. And he told me that he hadn't been doing it. He hadn't been applying to agents. And I asked him why, and he said because he'd not renewed any of the casting sites. And so I asked him why not, and he gave me some reason that I can't even remember what the reason was, but it sounded valid to him. But what it was procrastination and fear. It was him thinking he had to have everything all figured out before he could start doing that. And it was underpinned by this idea that everything has to be lined up perfectly in order to be able to take action. So what I want to do is I want to look at two things in this episode today. The first thing is perfection, and the second thing is feeling ready. Because I want to give you advice that is absolutely going to change your life as an actor if you put it into use. So let's go with perfection first. Perfection is an illusion. Get it tattooed on you. Write it somewhere, read it daily, read it hourly if you need to. Write it on your mirrors, write it on your phone, write it on your dog's collar, write it on the fish tank. Just etch it into your brain. Perfection is an illusion. And perfection is ruining so many careers before they've even got off the ground. We have this crazy idea where we think we can't give everything to our acting until we have the perfect timing, the perfect ability to learn lines, the perfect skills. We think as characters have to be perfect. We think as show reels, as headshots, as casting profiles need to look perfect. But what even is perfect? What is it? There is no such thing because perfection is an illusion, and perfection is setting you up for failure. Everything, and I mean everything to do with your acting career, is a work in progress. Everything is a continuous evolution. And this is going to feed nicely into feeling ready and when is the right time to start applying for castings and when is the right time to start auditioning and when is the right time to get headshots. It's going to feed perfectly into that. But before I jump into that, I need you to know that the characters you play will never, ever, ever reach an end limit because there is no end in art. There is no end in art. Creativity is a constant evolution with no end. I want to move on to time because a lot of us think, oh, time, I ain't got time to do this, I ain't got time for that. Time is never going to stop. Never, ever, ever. You cannot control time. It will never stop. And there will never be the perfect time to pursue an acting career because time is going to keep on moving forwards with or without you. And life is going to keep moving forwards with or without you. So there is never a perfect time to start an acting career other than now. Even when life is doing life, even when life is getting challenging. Your show reel is never going to be perfect because you will get better as an actor. Your skills are going to improve. Your image will change. Your confidence will grow. So it's going to constantly need refreshing. When I say constantly, I don't mean like every week or every month, but I mean regularly. So get this idea of perfection out of your head and start now because now is the best time to start. You have the time, you have the ability. You've just got to get started. One of my students who trains with me on the 10-week method acting modules gives herself such a hard time over to-do lists. She gives herself far too much to do with her acting career. And when she's not ticking everything off, she's beating herself up. And this is perfectionism disguised as productivity, but it's actually holding her back. So it's really not making her productive at all. Even if you only achieve one thing on your acting to-do list, you are ahead. You've got to start reframing perfection. If your character that you're creating, that you're prepping for either an audition or a production, or even just for private practice on your own, isn't as you'd hoped it'd be, don't see it as a failure. See it as a lesson, because everything is in a state of evolution. Everything is a lesson. And that is the way you become an unstoppable, successful actor, by acknowledging and accepting that everything will evolve, everything is a lesson. As long as you can keep learning from things, you will keep growing, you will keep getting better, you will keep improving. But if you're using perfection as an excuse, you are going to be held back. You will never tap into your full potential. And there are so many actors out there who are so talented who never get discovered because they think they have to have all their ducks lined up in a row. Now, I'm not saying be deluded and have no talent and no skills and just throw yourself out there. There are some actors who do that. But what I'm saying is, do keep training, do keep learning, but don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for things to be perfect, because there's no such thing as perfect. And that leads me nicely into the next thing, which is addressing feeling ready. Feeling ready is an offshoot of perfectionism. And what I need you to know is that our feelings are not always the best thing to follow. And I want to give you an example of this. So have you ever felt a rage because that person in the car in front of you cut you up and you feel like punching them in the head or giving them a piece of your mind? Well, in that moment, you feel like giving them a piece of your mind. You feel like shouting at them. You feel like punching them. It's not best to follow your feelings in that moment because that has consequences and that could lead to something pretty nasty and ugly, right? So it's not always best to follow your feelings. That date that you felt so attracted to but turned out to be a complete dick, it's best not to follow your feelings with that of continuing to date them even though you feel so attracted to them. That casting director that you want to write to, but you daren't because you don't feel ready and you feel like they're going to think you're an amateur. Like, what do you need to feel ready for? At the end of the day, they might not even reply to you. So in this industry, you have to fuck your feelings and take a risk. I want to share a story with you of where feelings held a lot of actors back. So I did a seminar many years ago at an acting trade show all about method acting. And right at the very beginning of this seminar on method acting, I said, can I have a volunteer, please? And I did not tell any of these actors what they would be volunteering for. And I purposefully did that. And there was about maybe 70, 80 actors in the room. And there was only one actor who volunteered themselves and came up. And the reason all those other 69, 79 other actors didn't volunteer themselves is because they felt frightened. They felt scared because they didn't know what was going to be asked of them. And really what was behind that was a fear that they're going to show themselves up. They're going to be embarrassed. They're not going to be good enough. And so guess what? Those actors didn't get the £10 that I gave away to that one actor who volunteered himself. And that's all the experiment was. The experiment was, can I have a volunteer, please? Whoever volunteered first got the £10. There wasn't even an acting exercise involved in it. But what the lesson was about risk. And that's why I'm saying to you, you've got to fuck your feelings and take a risk because you will never feel ready. You will never feel ready to play that character, that challenging character. You will never feel ready to apply for that agent. You will never feel ready to start auditioning. You will never feel ready to get your headshots. But what I need you to know is your feelings aren't facts. So roll up your sleeves and do it anyway. Take messy, imperfect action and learn from everything that you do and never stop learning, but keep improving. Because the only thing you can do is throw yourself into the arena, start doing it, start learning and improving. I'm not saying don't train. I'm not saying be deluded and think you've got talent and don't train. Training is imperative. So don't be under the false illusion that you don't need talent or skills because you absolutely do. But also don't get bogged down by your feelings of not feeling ready and feeling you need to be perfect because there's no such thing. You can train and at the same time you can also be applying for auditions. You can simultaneously train and set up that casting site. Because as the Latin proverb says, fortune favours the bold and success favours the brave. So forget feeling ready, forget perfection, be bold, be brave and forge ahead. Get learning your craft and get taking action and make it a priority to learn every step of the way. You've got this. You can make it happen. And I hope this inspires you to do that thing that you've been putting off with your acting. Because when you start doing that thing that you've been putting off with your acting, it's going to change your life. If you are enjoying this episode, and if you want more inspiration like this, and you also want a practical method acting exercise that will absolutely revolutionise the way you approach your characters, then remember you are being offered a free place at the one-off online workshop that I am doing on Saturday the 8th of June. It's called Red Hot, Create Sizzling Screen Chemistry, even if you've just met. And it is a method acting workshop that will make your on-screen relationships believable to casting directors. It's only ever going to be run once, this workshop. You can be from anywhere in the world to take your place. And the link to get your place is bit.ly/red hot screen chemistry. This is an incredible way of taking what I teach you in the episodes to a practical level so you can improve in a hands-on applied way as well as get my coaching for free. If you don't want to type that link into Google, just hit the link underneath the episode, and I want to coach you. I want to help you get to that next level. I want you to stop thinking about perfection, stop thinking about feeling ready, and just dive in and do it anyway. I'll see you in the workshop. I've absolutely loved hanging out with you, and I really hope you found this episode inspiring. If you have, please do rate the podcast and hit follow so you never miss an episode, and I can help more actors like you. And come and join one of the most supportive, uplifting acting communities on socials, the Unstoppable Actors Facebook group, where you'll get your weekly injection of inspiration, networking, and receive your free Method Actors handbook so you can become an unstoppable actor.